to pull.
This is where the fun begins.
Dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some consider to be unnatural.
All right, sorry.
It's still the most unnecessarily dramatic intro to any podcast ever.
I know. And you know what's funny? As I watch and listen to some podcasts, their intro is simple. They're like, like it's like 2 seconds or even 5. Ours is like 30. Yeah. It's just that's how we do.
It's
just
intense.
Like,
like you got to be ready for this podcast, okay?
Yeah, it's like, man, this is like a movie. We're getting ready, and then here we come. It's like, hey guys,
right? Yeah.
And they're like,
like the evil laugh, and then it's just like, okay.
It's like, hey guys, we're here to talk Star Wars, and then you're like, all right, and then but I was gonna say, welcome back to another episode of the Sidcast podcast with Tom Spina from Regal Robot. And it's preempt, like this is like a surprise, like live show. I think Tom and I have been trying to get together for I think the past month actually. You know. I think
either one of us has just had issues along the way.
Well, that's just life, and I appreciate Tom for hopping on the show and taking the time out of his busy schedule to talk Star Wars and some of the amazing things that is coming out of Regal Robot. Also, just a quick shout out to my co-hosts Sean and Anthony. Unfortunately, they couldn't make it tonight, so but yeah, they'll be back in the next episode. But yeah, Tom, it's a long time coming. I think we have a lot to talk about, a lot of ground to cover here. First of all,
chat, man.
Congrats on the Jabba the Hutt maquette.
Yeah. Legacy sold through in under an hour.
Yes.
Signature selling well. Pretty good amount of those gone so far. That'll be around for a little while, but that's usually what we want out of the signature editions.
Yes.
That's one of my favorite designs. That early Jabba, it is like, as those maquettes go, it's a really refined, like, entire character. And sometimes the maquettes are just like a sketch or some rough idea of what a creature might look like, or someone just exploring, experimenting. Oh, what about a beast with 3 eyes? What about something with this, or a mouth over here? This one really does feel like a character. And then when Chris went ahead and did all those sketches, because it feels like such a character, he was able to give all of those sketches a lot of fun too. So, even the stoic ones near the top there, like there's attitude there, there's intensity, there's like, menace and bravado and like, beefiness.
And what's great about this is that obviously the Legacy Edition comes with the sketch, which makes this this maquette so unique. And the one thing obviously you've been noticing, there's a pattern here with the Legacy Edition. You have to jump on it at 12 o'clock Eastern time. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Don't be like, well, maybe it'll. No, you just.
The
an hour
tend to go quick. Yeah.
The legacies tended to go quick, and even the signature edition also at some point do sell out.
I do. I love shots like that. Like if you go back one where you're showing the old book, that's like right out of the archives book. It's just, you just look at it and you go like, oh, there it is. It's in my hand. Why is it in my hand? It's in there. It's in the archives. That can't be here. There's a shot. If you go back a couple, there's a shot with 3 across. That's pretty cool too. This is the cover of the Smithsonian magazine from 1990, and little by little, we're like chipping away at that one.
Oh yeah, it's like and
there's still plenty in there we could play with.
Yeah, well, this is what I'm waiting for. This Gamorrean guard right here.
Oh, that's a good piece.
Man,
Dave Carson, really beautiful sculpt. It's just the pose, there's this energy to him. He's lumbering forward. You can feel the weight of it. Like it really is. And it's very close to what the final, character looked like as well.
Yeah.
It's really neat.
Well, I was gonna say, I think when you start coming out with the maquettes, I think a lot of people, especially the early ones, like the early Jabba, um,
Yeah,
a lot of
Max
people,
Rebo was pretty early. Tauntaun was pretty early.
yeah, a lot of people were like, looks like they're doing a little bit of here, a little bit of there.
Yeah.
No way they're gonna do all.
Right. Well, keep flipping. There should be the full group coming up somewhere. Let's see
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Yeah,
Wow.
Rob even cut some of them off on the sides in the image there. So yeah, that collection is not nothing.
Yeah, and it's looking great, and especially like
Thanks.
a lot of us grew up with the original trilogy, which by the way, I just came back from Hawaii, and
Oh,
it was one of those where it was a long flight. It was like a 10-hour flight, and just a
yeah.
really quick story. I sat down, I'm like, oh man, I get to, thankfully they had some movies on the plane, some new movies, and then I was flipping through and I saw the original trilogy. I was like, sold. Put it on. It was a nice short. It felt well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long ride, but it felt short because I had all 3 movies playing at all
Oh,
at
that's
once.
outstanding.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah.
it really is something to just go back and watch those 3 in a row like that. Like you can really just
Mhm.
uh, bask in the nostalgia of it, and
Mhm.
remember every time you watch it, you're like, oh crap, these are good. Like
Yeah.
I love the first one, and there's so much about it that I go
Mhm.
through and love. But then you watch Empire, and you're just like, holy crap, this is just like a really good movie. And then Jedi, it's just so fun all the way through, and it's nonstop. It's like you're flying through those Jabba scenes. You're in the Rancor pit, then you're on the skiff, and you have that whole battle at the Sarlacc, and then you have a couple of little offshoots, and all of a sudden you're fighting on Endor. There's speeder bikes, there's lightsaber fight. I mean, it's everything in one movie. It's amazing.
Yeah, and the beauty too about it now, watching it now, is that like obviously we get to know more about the history, the background, and what like the maquettes, like all,
Yeah.
all these things that contributed to making the movie. So that when I'm watching it, I'm thinking about, oh, Jabba, yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen the original, sketches and the maquettes and sculptures that
Yeah.
inspired Jabba how he looks like now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just love the fact that you are tackling a lot of these maquettes, especially from the magazine.
Yeah.
So this is beautiful. This
Thanks.
is absolutely
It's
beautiful.
it was one of the first. I keep saying this because we just did our live stream the other day, but it was
Mhm,
in the first batch of things that we saw at the
mhm,
archives
mhm,
officially. Like prior to that, we had been to the archives, we had done our restoration work there, we knew our way around, we knew what
mhm,
was there mostly. um, and like we had gotten up close with a lot of stuff. But
mhm,
the first time, officially as a licensee, we were going in and examining pieces and measuring things and things like that.
mhm,
This
mhm.
pick here, to me,
Y-
like I mean, the bottom is the original maquettes in the
mhm.
archives, and the
Yeah.
top is ours. Like, how crazy is that?
Yeah, and what's crazy is that now I'm sure people are like kicking themselves for the people that didn't pick up the original Jabba the
Yeah,
Hutt maquette, the
the
first
first
release.
Java, yeah,
They're like, "Oh my gosh, had I known he was gonna go through all of them."
right, yeah. There's still one more,
Yeah, there's still
and
one
there's a
more.
special edition slash prequel Jabba maquette that's pretty cool too. But he's huge. He's like 2 feet long or something like that. Like it's like he's doing the walk, so
Yeah.
he's facing sideways versus or forward, if I guess. But
So,
anyway, I don't know.
wait.
Who knows?
Are you teasing that you might tackle
No,
that?
no, 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 no.
Okay.
Because I look in the
Okay.
comments and there's somebody going hashtag confirmed.
Yeah, yeah. It's in like all over Facebook.
Yeah,
Tom's Vita
giant Jabba
confirmed.
confirmed.
Giant 2 foot long Jabba coming our way.
Jeremy Allen White signature edition confirmed. It's just like
Um, but yeah, no, seriously, Tom, you guys are honestly killing it,
Thank
and
you.
I really can't wait to see what else is in store for us. What's the next maquette that's going to be announced or released?
Mhm.
Um,
So
uh,
there is. So let's see. The next maquette has technically been announced because the next one that comes out.
mhm,
So we are going to have a legacy sketch in December, sketch only,
mhm.
which will be for something that we've put out already, but it was prior to us doing the sketch editions.
Yeah.
The next maquette will
Mhm.
actually be the Clone Trooper from Episode 2.
Oh yes, I do
Um,
have all that info.
Yeah, and that's
Um,
gonna be, that'll be in January. I think we're aiming for around the first week of January with that. We've already got, yeah, there's look at that, there he is. So, he's now painted,
mhm,
but we'll share that, as that gets a bit closer. We've got, paint masters done and, some casting going, and, next step is, first shot samples with paint and
mhm.
see how the production paint looks, and then any tweaks from that, and then it's off to the races. Um,
Well, I'm
but
so
it's going to
happy.
be a cool one. It looks killer painted, like it
It, it,
just
loo-
looks
it,
like the real thing.
it looks killer right now,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna make a prediction like I
Uh-huh,
always do.
uh-huh.
Now, quick question before I make this prediction: Will there
Right,
be a
right. Yeah, you
legacy?
don't want to make a prediction just willy nilly. You got to have the
Yeah,
facts.
will there be a legacy edition?
So we'll have more details on the editions soon. What I would say is this: um, it is almost certainly going to be a timed edition
Oh,
because
with the okay.
so and I would say this: if it's a timed edition, the sketch will not be
Mhm,
necessarily,
mhm,
that doesn't always work because you really need to get something like that ahead of time. But the piece itself, I mean, I feel like we don't have a good enough estimation of how many people are out there that need this.
Oh, it's a
It's
lot.
like, yeah. I
I
think what I want to really be careful of here is, like, we're doing some prequel stuff. It is harder to judge. It's a different crowd than, it's a different age group sometimes, or it's a different type of collector. And the price point on this may be a little different than some of our other versions. So what we want to kind of do is say, like, okay, let's do this like some of the indie props, where if we're able, let's do a timed edition. We'll give people 1 week to purchase. Everybody who purchases in that week gets them. So if you want to make a prediction, why don't you say how many you think will sell in a week?
Hmm.
But I think you need price. There's too many factors. Don't guess just yet. I'll
Yeah,
come
well,
on before this goes live, and you can make your prediction.
well, it all depends, right? If you
Yeah,
do legacy editions like you have with the other things, something special. I don't know if
yeah.
it's gonna be sketch. I'm just you know,
It'll
I,
definitely be a special edition. And I would say, if our normal editions are, 100 pieces, maybe for like a signature edition or something like that. Like that's kind of a sort of normal kind of range.
yeah,
I think we're pretty convinced that there's probably more people than that want it, and that's why we want to do the timed edition.
yeah,
And the good thing there is, we give people plenty of time to grab it, and everybody who's aware of it and wants one can get it. And then once that's done, it's cut off so that people come in later. That's where the secondary market comes in, and that's how those initial ones still hold some value, and you don't wind up,
yeah.
we're not flooding the market with these things. It is still going to be a super limited edition.
Mhm.
And realistically, like the type of stuff we do, the sort of price range that things fall in, like those are things that set the edition size themselves.
Mhm.
The fact that this is the concept maquette, you have to have a certain kind of collector who wants the behind the scenes type stuff. The fact that it's a prequel piece, you need somebody who likes the prequels.
Mhm.
The fact that it's maybe if there's a signature edition, whoever's signing it, they've got to be a fan of that person or whatever. So, the I tend to think that most of our stuff, even when we do timed editions,
Mhm.
really finds the right place. And even if we had done it as a limited edition at that number, we probably still would have sold the same amount,
Mhm.
because it's like the stuff we're doing does have a little bit of a narrow focus, but I do think this one is a little broader than normal. So we're gonna see.
Well, see the thing too. I love that idea, and honestly, in this day and age where we are flooded with a lot of things, a lot of collectibles and stuff like that, you kind of you obviously want to make sure that everyone gets an opportunity to pick up one, and also at the same time too, you don't want to be over flooding the market, which right now is, I mean, realistically, it is kind of a little bit over crowded. So, but this is something special, and there is one thing too is that we think like prequels is literally just like 5 or 10 years like ago. It's not.
It's
crazy. It's was it
20th?
We just celebrated the
time has no meaning.
Revenge of the Sith.
20th of Revenge of the Sith means like I'm sitting here going, oh, 20th of Phantom Menace. All right, I guess. And it was like, no, it's Revenge of the Sith that's 20. Like, holy crap.
Yes. So a lot of those kids now, including myself, I think I was a young 19-year-old, I think, when the Phantom Menace first came out, or 18-year-olds, are now grown up. We have careers. We have careers.
Some disposable income. Some collections that you want to fill out with cool things.
Yeah, exactly. And this is nostalgia at its best. So yes, there is a lot of kids now that do want to pick up these pieces that are grown up right now.
And there's a lot of cool stuff to explore. I mean, we have been, very deep into the archives when it comes to figuring out things that might make sense for us to produce someday. And we have researched equally, prequel stuff, OT stuff, holiday special. No, I'm kidding. There are a few holiday special pieces in the archives though, and it's always really cool to see stuff like that. But yeah, we try and get what we can from that kind of research, and as we put pieces like this out, we see how people respond. If the response is there, if enough people want to bring them home, then then more of it will follow. It's like everything else we do. It's like people who tell us like, oh, we really love the mini mask line. Are you going to make more of those? And it's like, well, buy the first ones, and show us that you like this line, bring these home, and force us to make more of this stuff. So, you see something that you like, that's the way to let us know. And also, to shameless plug, go join the Uniquely Regal Robot Fan and Collector Showcase on Facebook and tell us what you like.
Yeah, so I just wanted to make a point here about the prequel stuff. I mean, everyone used to make fun of, oh, Jar Jar Binks. Hello.
Here's the weird version of him that we did both a Legacy Sketch edition and a Signature edition.
And sold out of the Legacy.
Yep.
And
this was a timed edition. If you scroll down, it'll say how many there were. I forget if that was... Did we cap that at 99? 99 pieces, yeah. So,
but look,
there you go. Like, and that's as strong as a regular, as an original trilogy one.
Yeah.
And that's a weird looking Jar Jar.
Well, yes.
But that's that early Tony McVeigh concept, like that's part of the spark that creates this character. That's the history of it.
But it just goes, proves my point about like there is a prequel. People, discount the prequel fan. No, there's a lot of them. There's a ton of them. So it's just one of those things where I think around that time there was the internet. It was just big, the beginning stage of the internet and things like that. So the popularity was definitely there. So really excited. I mean, I will tell you this for a fact. That is definitely on my list.
Nice.
Of things to get, and I can't wait to see it
because they're clones. You really have to get a whole bunch of them. That's the important thing to remember.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. We'll see how that works.
Yeah.
You do paint them up like different different versions and things like that. There's all the markings and things like that. You do the whole Bad Batch, or whatever. I know it's a different armor at that point, I'm sure, but you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's gonna be, oh my gosh, there's a lot of clones. But
Yeah.
you know, the pose is amazing. I
Yeah.
didn't know this maquette existed, and the beauty about your products is that it does give a lot of education
Yeah.
to a lot of the fans, and realize like, wait, this idea came from this maquette. This
Yeah.
came to life. There's all this history behind
Yeah,
it.
there's like some sketches done, then there's three-dimensional ones.
Mhm.
There's a great little it's on YouTube. There's a great little mini documentary or whatever you want to call it from the prequel DVDs where they talk about the making of this maquette specifically.
Yeah.
They show Mike Murnane working on it. They show another artist who was working on the gun for it. They show George, looking at the concept maquettes and looking at this one and approving it. They talked to Doug Chang a bit and showing, I think they might have shown some of his sketches on it. And it's a really nice little featurette. And you can see this guy in there. He's in some of the making of books. I've spotted him in a few places. And maybe like the Art of Episode 2 book. Maybe he's in there. I'd have to go back and look. He's probably in the prequel Chronicles, which I got a copy of at the shop.
Wow.
That's stuff. As we get closer, we love to, we just did it with the Jabba maquette. We do where we go through, okay, is it in the Red Cover Archives book? Is it in the Chronicles? Is it in the Making of Return of the Jedi book, or Clayton Sandell's deep dive into Return of the Jedi? Does it show up in From Star Wars to Jedi, the documentary? Does it show up in Classic Creatures documentary? Is it on the magazine cover from 1990? We look at all of these classic places where they've shown those maquettes and try and find it so that when we put it on the site, people aren't just saying like, oh, all right, weird Jabba. We're like, no, it's this. It's this exact thing. And here's where it's been showcased. And the same goes for this. The same goes with the indie props. We just did it with the Leap of Faith painting today, actually. Looking at the screenshots where it is in the movie, looking at the making of book, looking at the archives book. So, there's that is a part of the research we do in terms of not just like the stuff we do ahead of time where we're trying to make the product right, but also like, how do we show people what they're looking at? How do we show it in context? How do we give them, backstory on it? So like something like this, someone might not even have been aware that this existed, but hopefully by the time it goes live, we're showing them pictures of it in, vintage, it sounds crazy, but vintage photos during production where you can see this thing, kind of being used to explore this idea. And you realize like, this isn't just some little, 12-inch statue. This is history.
Yeah. Thank you. It is history, and that's what makes it so unique, so special. It's just not another clone trooper. This is the original concept maquette for the clone trooper.
Yeah.
So I'm really, really excited to what you have in store for us collectors with this product, and I can't wait. Now, you said beginning of January, beginning of the year.
Beginning of January is the current spot for that. That could move just depending on some, getting some production samples ready and some approvals. But as of right now, it's looking really good. And we're just about at the point where we're going to be seeing the first production samples with production paint on it.
Nice.
Once we see that, then we can start getting our Lucasfilm approvals and things like that. And then we can get, more definitive about when it's going to release. The other part of that is it's like all of our release dates, it's a matter of, wow, you've gone into space.
I know. Sorry, it's
but it's about, balancing all of the different releases that we have going and making sure that we have enough air between them. And that, one of the reasons we want that to be really early is we have a whole bunch of other maquettes we want to do in 2026. And I don't want it to be maquette. So, we'll have that maquette. And then, a little while after, maybe we do the Walrus Man, maybe we do Indy's hat, maybe it's the Idol, maybe it's, or whatever,
people are going to like start like going back and trying to decipher what you just said.
Right?
So,
Yeah.
they're like, I think, guy,
It's.
can
Did
you
he just
imagine?
say
Like,
something in Swedish chef language? What? Like,
yeah, they're like, oh, we deciphered it, guys. And by the
right.
way,
Yeah.
I know
Swedish
we
chef replica confirmed.
yeah. But I just do want to tell everyone listening and watching is that if you guys want to stay up to date or be the first, I know I like to think that Sithcast is the first to reveal it. No, we're not.
Always, of course.
We're
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we're
But
like no, but I'll tell you this for a fact. But if you join the Uniquely Regal Robot fan group on Facebook, you will be first to know all the updates, all the the teases, the surprises, the
behind the
like the
scenes
behind
shots of
the
the crew
shot.
working. Yeah.
Exactly. And like what you said, like, oh, once you get the the paint going and then you would do teases of that. So obviously you're going to tease it in your your Uniquely Regal Robot fan group. So
Yeah.
please join it. It's a fun group. Tom just did an amazing giveaway, which I didn't win, by the way. So
we don't want people thinking it's rigged.
yeah, they're like, oh, it's PJ's entry. Throw that to the side. No, but like honestly,
Oh
though,
no.
yeah, no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Tom saw that I did like 1,000 entries. They're like, wow, why is PJ's email spelt like in many different ways here? I see he's just adding another number.
Every entry is like, yeah, a different version of PJ.
Yeah, it's like PJ one. Yeah,
EJ Pespi.
Yeah, Pepsi. Yeah. But honestly, though, please join the group. It's a fun group. It's very positive. They're like-minded collectors and Star Wars fans. So please look them up. Uniquely Regal Robot fan group. So
nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it is a lot of fun. Rob and I spend a ton of time in there. I love just the energy of all the folks in there. They're hardcore Regal collectors. They're just people who are nerds like us who want to know about this stuff and the behind the scenes and all of that.
Yeah.
There's just a really, really fun, good group of folks, including CC3PO, who I see there all the time. So
yes, and I was gonna say, love CC, by the way, and she is also very big, huge fan,
concept art fan,
concept art fan.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, definitely. I was gonna say is a very positive group. I love the fact that I can go in there and it's just so refreshing. It is. It really is. I'm not even saying that just to say it, but it really is refreshing, especially in this day and age where it's like everywhere you turn, there's like
right.
People are so on the edge. So when I go in there, I'm like, okay.
I'm kind of refreshed that for us it's like that too. Like one of the things we were concerned about starting the group was like, is this going to be a burden? Is this going to be a headache?
Yeah.
Anytime, like I used to run the RPF, way back in the day, 20 plus years ago now.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, that was a headache. It is. You were dealing with a lot of angry nerds all the time who were fighting all the time. And I was,
my God.
It was one of these things where we said, like, let's try it. But if it starts to get like that, forget it,
Yeah.
And it turns out, no, it's great. Everybody there is fantastic. And it really is a lot of fun.
Oh, trust me. I've joined so many forums, Star Wars forums, or even I used to play this game, Star Wars Galaxy. So I used to join that forum, and it's just like every time I go there, you did, and I'm like, oh, okay,
yeah,
all right.
No, the only thing we have is
same team, guys, same team.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think that's maybe there's something to that same team thing with our group. Like everybody feels like they are on the same team. Even,
exactly.
It's like people who sometimes you get someone who misses out on an edition or whatever else. They're still congratulating the other people who got it. They're still excited for the folks who snuck in ahead of them. They're not, like there's not a ton of petty jealousy or anything like that. Nah. People, when someone posts their collection, which by the way, that's like my favorite part about all, like when people get the stuff in hand and post it, not just like it's great for them to just show pictures of it, but like when they show it in their collection with all their other stuff, ours and other people's stuff, it just makes me so happy to see, like, so yeah, stuff like that. Like, oh, here's my, here's just my CC3 replica with a cool Gamorrean guard 12-inch behind it. And I think I kind of see like the edge of a Wampa next to it, if I'm not mistaken there, But like, I love seeing stuff like that. What is that? Wait, that's a little off topic, that moon. Somebody's going to have to go remove that.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, there we go, Gabe, with the 3 things. Yeah. Site got a little slow today during the initial crush on the orders, but it held up. The one thing that we will say is, if you're ever on the site and placing an order and you hit the order button and it's thinking about it and it's processing, let it process. If it takes a minute, if it takes 2 minutes, let it go. And and before you refresh it, check your email, because the email will come through as soon as that order goes through. Every once in a while, you get someone who jumps the gun and they wind up getting a double order or something like that. We've got to hustle because it's a quick release, and we don't want to have that stock missing. We want that to be available for folks. So if you're ever in that situation, be patient. Everyone who's trying to order is also experiencing the same slight slowness, because there's so many people doing this at once. Bear with it. And we are always, we made a big change on the server of our site about 6 months ago or a year ago. And we're looking at all of that again. We're looking at everything from today to make sure that, future things are as smooth as possible. I love this.
Yeah. But yes, please, guys, join the group. It's a fun group.
Do it.
Yeah.
And no, I don't believe CC has a job. That can't be right.
Yeah. And we love CC too, because she's also like an art fan, and she's very educated and informed with a lot of the new art stuff that comes out. But this is I can't wait for this maquette. But going to let me go back a couple slides here.
Oh, yeah.
I just
don't forget these guys.
I just want to tell you, this is something that the collectors needed in this day and age right now.
Thank you.
Really, really do. Just because at a price point of $49, and the sculpt of these mini busts. I mean, honestly, because to be realistic, there could be collectors there that are like, "Ooh, I just can't buy that."
Right.
I don't know, that Rancor or whatever the case is.
Right. Yeah. Some larger, more expensive piece, something like that.
Yes, but then they come across, they're like, "Wait, is this like a typo, guys? $49 bucks? Like, you sure it's not $4.90?"
Yeah.
Like. But this is something that collectors need, and I really hope you continue this line, because it's such an affordable price, and it looks absolutely amazing. I could see this on a shelf with like a whole bunch of mini busts.
Yeah. And the cool thing is, like, it can be literally on any shelf in your house.
Oh my gosh.
Like that, I wanted, and this was the whole push on this. It's like, how do we do Star Wars that doesn't have to be in your Star Wars room? Because that's the fight we all have. We're all out of space. We're all sitting here trying to find new places to put things. But it's like, you don't necessarily want, 12-inch figures or toys, or maybe even, the crazy monster maquettes or life-size busts in your shelves, in your in your bookcase, or in the living room among photos and things like that. But these can do it. And there's an intentional, for lack of a better word, regalness to them, a nobility
absolutely.
that to me was the key to this. It's like, how do we treat this seriously? How do we do adult Star Wars, And here's the really cool thing. We're just a week from release on those, right? We released those 1 week ago to today. Our initial order on them was 250 pieces. We've actually had to already place a reorder. So people responded to it. People are buying them. People are going to be bringing them home. And that, like I said before, you want to make sure, sure we do more in a line. Well, now guess what? We are definitely doing more in this line. And we already have. So we have Tote from Raiders, two-sided. He's coming out in November, early November now. And we have 2 more of them planned that are not Star Wars, not Indiana Jones, but they are icons. And those will be coming out. The first one on October 14th, and the other one will be in January, maybe February. We'll play that one by ear a little bit.
Yeah. Now
those are both in production. Actually, the production is finished on the 1014 one already, on the first batch, and the other one is currently in production. We've seen all our samples, and it's looking great.
Yeah. And honestly, though, Tom, I really hope you continue. I'm telling you this for a fact.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I'm very passionate about this line.
That's okay.
I'm going to tell you. We need more. We need more character.
I am going to give credit right here. So for these 2, we had Christian Maggi and Darren Pattenton worked on the Tarkin. It was Darren's initial sculpt of Tarkin that then Christian and I went in and really dialed in the Peter Cushing likeness. Darren's was amazing to start with, but we pushed it just a little further, and then Christian really gave it a classical bronze style. When you get really close to that, if you go to, if you're on the webpage for our product page in the decor section, you can find these. You can see really close pictures of Tarkin, and like zoomed in on his cheeks, you can see little rake marks and things like that. And to me, that's one of the important things with a line like this. They need to look classical. They need to look hand done. There's so many things out there that are strictly digitally sculpted mini busts and stuff like that, and they're great. They look clean, they look sharp, but they don't necessarily look real in the way that a classical sculpt would look. And Tarkin being the elder here, you have more opportunity to add that sort of character into it. With Leia, where she's intended to look a little younger, we kept her a little intentionally smoother and tried to make it so that she has a little more youthful look. But you get zoomed in on that, and you can really see, just those textures on the face, the little rake marks, the little clay smears and stuff like that. And Christian did a wonderful job with all of that. And Christian did the Princess Leia from start to finish on his own. And it is also a beautiful sculpt. And seeing it in person especially, it really captures her youthful look from that first film. She had that fuller face. She's, full of attitude, in a great way. And there's an intensity to her. They each have their own intensity. His is, this sort of incredulous, tight-lipped stare, and her is in the eyes, and I'm just really, really happy with the sculpts on both of these. I am actually over the moon about the sculpt Christian did on the 1014 release. It's
you can't
so good.
You can't tease anything.
So, okay. I mean, the tease is this. It will be $49. It's not from Star Wars. It is not from Indiana Jones. And if you go to our YouTube channel and look at the last live stream video that we did, the live Q&A from the studio that we did yesterday, I guess. It seems like a long time ago.
Yesterday, yeah.
It is in the background somewhere. And someone called it out, and Rob did move the camera over for a minute, so people might be able to get enough of a look to guess. But I'll leave it at that.
Okay. You guys heard it. You guys got the hints.
You heard it here first, except for in the live stream.
Now post it on the uniquely Regal Robot fan group of what it could be. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, go guess.
Okay.
We didn't want to step on the Jabba release and stuff like that. And then we have the upcoming on 10/7. We have the Grail Leap of Faith painting replica that's coming out, which is also, we actually did final photography on that today, and we hung it up in our lobby, which is sort of like when we finish with one of our like samples, and it's like the shop copy, like that's the moment. We have a wall in the lobby where we've got all our Indiana Jones stuff going. So now there's the Leap of Faith painting, the Grail tablet, the two dart face, temple trap guys, the a poster from Indiana Jones: The Last Crusade. Belloc's staff is on that wall. So it's really cool, like, to have that moment of like, oh, okay, where's this going to go on the wall now? And we'll definitely post a picture of when we do that leap of faith. We'll post a picture of it with the other stuff so you can see the scale. It's big. It's bigger than the Grail tablet.
Oh, wow.
I think people probably underestimate the size of this thing. When we always like to do like photos of something in people's hands. I actually had to have two people doing it. Like, I think for the shots for San Diego, I had one, but that was a lighter weight prototype. This is one of the production pieces, and it's heavy. Like, a single person was having a little trouble. Yeah. So I had, in this case, two people coming in on either side. I want to say that it's 25 inches wide across the wood. So it's big, it's substantial, maybe 26.
Yeah. Well, quick question about the maquettes. Obviously, we definitely want more Star Wars, and it sounds like you're most likely going to tackle some more characters probably next year, I'm assuming, correct?
Yeah. We'll have the clone, and then after that we've got I think we've got 3 or 4 that are sort of lined up. We just got to figure out where we're going to place them in the year.
Okay, and you already have those characters picked out?
We have, I think, I'm pretty sure it's 4 in addition to the clone, maybe 5 actually, that we have picked as like our top 5. However, every year we kind of start out with that, and usually somewhere in the middle of that, one of them gets either bounced, or we're like, we get excited about someone else, and we're like, oh, we got to put that in, bump everybody else back a couple of months.
Gotcha. Well, like I said, this is something unique. It is something that will stand out in your collection. And number one thing, it's $49. I don't know how you did it, Tom, but oh my God, it is so refreshing to see.
We're lucky to have good partners on this stuff. And, the whole goal of this was to do something that was affordable and could go anywhere in your house.
It is more than affordable.
Yeah,
I mean,
thank you. I appreciate that.
It is, with everything going up, groceries and whatnot. And sometimes it can be hard on collectors too, because they're like, oh man, I'm missing out on all these amazing pieces just because I got to do this or got to do that, or I got to fix my car. Right. But then you come up with something like this where like, oh, okay, wow, that's amazing. Oh my God, that Tarkin portrait is spot on. Wait, what?
How great does that look on your desk at work? You know what I mean? It's like,
look good, great on your desk.
Just the right size, so like 7-8 inches tall. Like, I mean, yeah.
And the thing too,
thank you.
If you continue, I'm sure you're going to continue this line. I could just I'm telling you, I could picture a shelf filled with all these portraits of your favorite characters.
And my apologies. It's before you had said the word maquettes, but talking about these, so we have the 1014 release, we have the tote bust, then we have one coming in early next year, January, February, and then we do have ideas beyond that for quite a handful of characters, and we're figuring out right now who's going to be the next one after that. And I'm curious to see how the stuff that is not necessarily Star Wars or indie does as well. Because this is a line to me that, I mean, we have a lot of ideas for, and I feel like it's got a lot of promise, and I think I think there's a lot of different collectors we could reach with it.
Absolutely.
I'm really curious how that does.
Yes, I'm curious to see. I'm going to be, obviously, after we're done, I'm going to be going back to that YouTube video. But I think, Sean and I were talking about it and Anthony were talking about it in the last episode we did, and how sometimes, yes, we love Star Wars, but we also do like other things.
Right.
It's true.
Do we though?
I mean, do we? Yes. I mean, no, maybe.
Yes, we do.
We do. I mean, I think the new Alien show that just got released, I'm like, whoa,
How
wait,
cool would it
Cracktail.
be to do a Giger alien in this stuff?
Oh my gosh. Oh
I
my.
this
But
is
isn't that exciting for you? You're
oh,
like,
absolutely.
where
Yeah,
it's like something
for me,
different
there's
from a
a
Star
whole
Wars. Yeah.
so it's funny. I even like so the idea with this line, at least originally, is to do these regal, noble, iconic things. We're calling it regal icons, right?
Yeah.
You know, um, but there's also a thing we've done some of this in the past where it's like maybe they're gag gifts for people's birthdays or things like that. We've done some bronze
Yeah.
work for things like that. That if I had a desk at work. Oh, you mean if you had work? Okay. um, but but yeah, like to have. I sometimes like seeing non-serious subjects or things that not everybody thinks are serious, but you take seriously, treated in a serious manner. So, like, could you imagine? I can't believe I'm going to say these words. Could you imagine a Jar Jar in this style? You know what I mean? Like a serious bronze, noble, iconic, intense, sort of thing. It like
you had me a Jar Jar
yeah, of
and
course, yeah.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but like primarily this line is about humans right now.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that down the line there couldn't be some characters like that where they make sense. But I think there is a way to treat the things that mean something to us in a serious way, and to now be able to do that and to get it out there at a price that works, and to be able to make moderately small runs of them when we're doing it too. 250 pieces at a time is nothing in terms of like production these days. So yeah, this line makes me very excited. I'm really, really curious how the next few sell, and I'm just heartened by how well these two have sold so far.
Of course. I mean, again, you with an amazing portrait, amazing sculpt, bronze look,
Thanks.
a small footprint in your collection, meaning like it doesn't take up too much real estate, at an amazing price point. And now you said it like, gift and stuff like that. You use the word gift. Holiday season is around the corner.
Right.
Oh my gosh! If my mom asked, "Hey, what do you want for Christmas?" I could actually say, "Hey, can you? This will be easy." And you know what? She's not going like, "Oh my gosh, $2,000 for a worm,
a Tuscan Raider 1-to-1 bust." What?
What?
A life-sized. No, totally.
No, she could say, "Oh, $49." Yeah,
these are so great for that. And our goal right now, so we will have we have retailer orders coming in and stuff like that as well, because places like Sideshow and Big Bad carry these and things like that. Right now, as those orders have come in, we basically have a reserved stock that should give us a decent amount to ship for Christmas. For people that are ordering them between now and Christmas. At some point, after a certain amount of them sell, we're going to start moving into our second wave of production, and then we're going to have to say, okay, these are now going to arrive in February, rather than late November or December, which is the goal for the first wave. So people ordering now, the goal is to get them to you by Christmas. As we get closer to Christmas, I think the way these are selling, which is still going pretty strong every day, I do think within like maybe a month or two, that time frame, you'll see it on the webpage. We always say, when things are expected to ship. It might start to say, you're now going to be wave 1 is finished with production, wave 2 is being produced, and those will be shipping in Q1 of 26. So so if it is something you think would be a good gift for someone, you have a friend who's a huge Princess Leia fan,
sorry to cut you off,
fan, whatever.
Sorry to cut you off, Tom. It is.
Go for it.
Yeah, just honestly, guys, if you guys know you have a lot of people that you love Star Wars, which I'm sure you do, just buy 2 or 3. I just think that like at this point with a beautiful price point of $49, I swear I feel like I'm in a QVC or something. No, for a
You
reasonable
do. You're
price for
really good
49.
at this. Yeah. Do you want to like
No, because honestly though, like I think when
3
this
easy
came out,
payments? You know, there's,
three
like the ticker going.
3 easy pays of
No,
$15
no,
a
I'm kidding.
month.
I'm kidding. No,
I know.
there's no easy pay on
I
a
know,
$50 item.
I mean, for $49, come on, let's go.
No, Kate, if we did that, like Katie and Ross and them would put more than $50 worth of time into just managing the payment plan. You know?
I know, I seriously, but I'm just saying is that like I just think that like this really got me excited because I was expecting a lot more. I was expecting maybe at least like 150.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And honestly,
And they do feel it. Somebody had said, I forget, it might have been Jedi News or not Jedi News, sorry, Yoda's News did a review of them. Some or Rebel Scum. We had a handful of samples that we sent out, and we tried to give them to some different reviewers. You know, we obviously Gabe got some, and Jorge over at Hyperdrive got Tarkin. Carly King got a pair of them, but you know, a few of them have said, "Oh, these feel like they should be $100." Like I don't, you know, like when they pulled it out of the box and they held it in their hand and they felt the heft and the size and saw that beautiful bronze finish and the patina and the grooves. That was what they said, and I was like, "Oh, that's like that feels really nice." Because usually people are complaining in the other direction about prices these days. So that was a really good thing.
It's like I told you, it is refreshing. It really is. It's just. You know,
Thank you.
Again, I would definitely recommend people, especially with the holiday season right around the corner. It'll be here before you know it.
Yeah.
Just pick a few up so that you are prepared, you know, for that one person that says, you know what, I like that Tarkin bus. I want that for Christmas. And pretty much sold.
You're just, I mean, I'm going to go back. Like I'm going to log into our email later and just see a whole stack of orders from people who've just been listening.
Yeah, please. I'm not usually like.
So here's what I'm gonna do, PJ. All right.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to. You're not allowed to do to say what it is. But I am gonna. Are you able to look at your Facebook? I'm gonna Facebook message you a picture of the one that's coming out on 10/14.
Oh my gosh.
I just want to see your natural reaction, but don't say who it is. You can't spill the beans.
Okay, I won't.
You agree?
I won't.
Okay. We're good? Okay.
Okay.
All right. Hold on.
All right.
Stand by.
Oh my God. I'm excited.
Here we go.
Okay.
I just heard the thing.
Oh my gosh. I already know what to do with this.
And if you see the logo, there's a little subcategory on the logo, and that's where this can go now. In addition to anywhere else.
Guys, I'm not even kidding you.
How good is that sculpt?
I'm sorry you can't see what I'm seeing now, which you'll see soon.
Yeah, it'll be a couple of weeks. People will see this.
It's such a compliment to everyone's collection. That's all I'm saying.
There you go. That's well said. Thank you.
That's it. That's all I'm saying. And you need to jump on.
And that is one of my favorite. And Christian has done amazing work.
Oh my gosh, the portrait is amazing.
Yeah.
Whoever is your sculptor is nailing the likeness for all these.
And I know this one very well. So yeah, Christian Maggi is our in-house 3D guy at the studio. He is someone that came in a few years ago. He's very, very local. He lives like, you know, almost like less than a mile from the studio. And he had a decent portfolio and an interest in, you know, some things that were sort of tangential to what we were doing and things like that. But just really, really good guy. And we saw a lot of potential in him. And he's just really blossomed into this.
Oh my gosh. I feel like he's been in the industry for like 30 years.
Well, he's gone trial by fire with us because his initial jobs were doing cleanups of scans of things that Dave Carson and Phil Tippett and Ken Ralston sculpted. So by doing the digital cleanup on those scans, you're examining this close every inch of how these master sculptors craft clay sculptures. So he just absorbed all of that for like 2 years, doing all this cleanup of stuff from the archives. And it really, I think, primed him to, in addition to obviously his natural talent, but it really primed him to understand how good real world practical sculpts look. And it helps that he's in a studio full of artists that are doing practical work, and that, he's got people like Rob, who's really good with likeness and giving critiques, and me, who's done a bunch of practical clay likenesses over the years, done bronzes and things like that as well, wax figures, creatures, etc. So, we take him under our wing, we give him whatever feedback we can, but he's he's really, really good at this stuff. And I'm just, I'm super proud. And I try to get wherever I can, because it's important.
And definitely, with collectors too, I would tell you, some, a lot. I'll be honest. There are collectors are, pretty brutal with, when they look at the likeness of a character, they like, this is obvious. This is not, but you can't with these. I'm looking at these are like they're like near perfection, if not perfect. So guys, I will tell you, don't sleep on this. I'm telling you, please, guys. I know you guys think I'm like trying to like hype everything up here. I am not. I swear to you, if you guys see the next release, you'll agree with me.
Yeah.
Jump on these before you're like around like, I don't know, beginning of November. You're like, oh, I'm gonna buy wait, what?
February? What? Delivering in February? Yeah.
No,
and that's definitely gonna happen with the Tarkin and Leia. We're
how about the next the 1014 release?
So 1014 right now, that'll be delivered same time actually, because that was in production with Tarkin. So he'll be Tarkin is due early to mid-November. Leia is about a week behind. So and so all three of these are basically, our goal is to ship them around the first week of December. So we've got to get them in, get them, pulled and sorted and boxed up. And, you're now talking hundreds of pieces. And a lot of people obviously bought Tarkin and Leia together. So, we've got to do 2-up boxes and things like that. But it'll be interesting to see what 1014 does. So I think it's going to do great. I think there's a lot of people that are our fans that get it.
Yes, they do get it, and also need it to complement their collection.
Yeah, and I think it will reach new people, because there are people who maybe don't follow us but have a connection to the icon and maybe want to bring that home separately, and those are new folks we can bring into the fold on what we're doing. And maybe they haven't seen some of the other stuff we're doing that now fits their collection. So, we'll see.
Oh, Mr. Cal. This line could go on forever, and I
hope so. Yeah,
and I'll be happy with it. Honestly,
our list of ideas for it is long. Like when we first started, it was like, oh, we could do this. Oh, well, it could also be icons of this, and there was, and then icons of that, and then it was just these long lists. And look, it's all of it is done above board. If we're talking about the Star Wars stuff, the Indiana Jones stuff, that's all under license. If we're talking individual icons, that's all with, either the person or their management or their family, depending on, the thing like that. So it's, people are getting cuts where they need to and all of that. Like it's, we're very much, this remains a sort of, above board is the only word I can think of right now, but like, whatever we're doing, I want to make sure we do it the right way, and that we honor and, respect and sometimes compensate the people that we're involving.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm excited, and this, I'm speechless. I don't know what else to say. I just like, yeah. Can't wait. I can't wait. Count me in. It's a great line, and it's definitely affordable. And please get your orders in. That's all I gotta say. Get your orders in as soon as possible. Don't be the person that is like, oh, I want to buy that now. Oh, well,
Right.
I get you
Which
put that as the person that wants it for Christmas, then you just wrap it like a
you print out the picture, you put it in the envelope or in an empty
yeah,
box. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Which,
No,
look, that always happens, right? Like that's
yeah,
fine too, if that's what
that's
you got to do.
yeah,
It'll be here soon. You'll get a little present in the mail. That's always fun. So,
yeah, yeah. But just get it,
but
get it, get it,
yeah,
get it.
the good thing is, if that happens, that just means that these have sold better than expected, faster than expected, and that means there's more of them to come. So,
Oh yeah. All right, so gotta move on. Gotta move on. All right, there's more stuff here.
yeah,
Obviously, just let's talk about Toadstool real quick.
you already went up.
Yep.
There's, I think there's like 4 or 5 left
Hmm.
of the Legacy edition on that, but that's it. And a couple of signatures. So yeah, if and Judy did just beautiful colored pencil
Oh,
sketches on that one. So yeah, if Toadstool is one you missed, the Legacy edition, there's just a couple left. Grab it quick. That's definitely last call.
yes, and it's so unique. It's so cool. And again, one thing about Regal Robot products too, and I'll tell you guys this for a fact, is that a lot of these other products, especially the maquettes and some of these props, once it sells out, that's it. It's hard to get, and obviously the value at worst retains, but most of the time it retains so much more value. So if this is something that you're kind of like on the fence with, definitely just get it. And I'm
There,
telling you, they're awesome, and that's one thing that is needed in
I
this
love
day and age.
Toadstool. Toadstool's got like the glass eyes, which is
Mhm.
a really nice. It's the first one of these maquettes that has that. Just the way he's made, you can fit him in there. Um, and it's the first thing that we had done with a sketch from Judy Elkins, who was one of the main sculptors on Return of the Jedi Creature Shop.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and what you're saying is appreciated. Like we are really careful about how we craft our editions,
Mhm.
how we set the numbers, how we release stuff, because and how we don't re-release the exact same thing every time and stuff like that too. We want to maintain the value of those original editions,
Yes.
and it's like, even where you have something where there's a numbered edition of, let's say, Rees, the signature edition Rees still goes for crazy money when people put them up, if they even put them up, because there were so few of them that people don't. I don't think I've seen one of those go up
I
for sale anytime soon.
Yeah, and
Um,
I have the original Rancor, and
oh gosh,
mm, I haven't seen anybody put it up for
yeah,
sale.
yeah, and the few times
And
that
I'll
you
tell you,
do
I'm
see
not
one
putting it up for
sell,
sale.
it's, yeah. I mean, I'm starting to see on some of our stuff, like, things getting close to, like 5 digits on some of these pieces that were maybe like $2,000 or $3,000 to start, are now like inching close to 10,
Yeah.
and that floors me. Like, that's a really, like, I know that we're keeping our editions tight, and we're trying to make sure that we're selling the right amount and getting to all the collectors we need to, but we're protecting that value. And like, to
Oh,
see
you're
stuff like that is like, oh, I guess we're doing a good job there or something, because
yeah.
it is impressive to see when you get something that's selling for that drastic a number.
Yeah, especially in this day and age where the model is next best thing, right? And I'll just use
Yeah, it's
iPhones.
good. That's well said.
I'll use iPhones as an example. It's like every year, like, oh, cool, guys, I got the.
Right.
Oh, wait, it's obsolete already. I just got
Right.
this thing. You're like, wait, a new camera, a better camera? Oh, it's thinner,
Right.
it's bigger, it's smaller, it's
Right.
whatever the case is.
It's heavier, it's lighter, it's bigger, it's taller, it's smaller, it's narrower. Like, no matter what, it's always something.
It's always something. And I think sometimes when I see some companies following the same model, it's deflating, because you're like, oh, cool, I have this new piece, this new collectible. Oh, they just released something better.
Mm,
And you're like, oh, okay, well, I want that better shiny product of this character. I want to get rid of this one. And then you're like, oh, no one wants to buy it because everyone wants the new one. But the fact
yeah.
that Regal Robot does something so unique, and you guys think about the edition size. You're not trying to, oh, okay, cool, let's do more edition,
Right.
more number run, or
Let's do another 500 of these.
oh wait,
It's like, yeah,
yeah,
that's not us.
and the fact is, like, people are like, oh, release the Rancor, blah blah blah, again, we
Yeah.
want more, and you're like, how? That's
Right.
like, you can't,
Yeah.
right? And that's much appreciated. Where some companies, I'm not talking about like in general in collecting world, I'm talking about just in general. They're like, ooh, cool, let's again bigger
Right.
iPhone, more things, and more store, and you're like, because they want your money. And the fact that you guys do something so right and it holds their value, so that if there is something that is, oh wait, cool, I want that Indiana Jones hat, like I'm more, then you could just say, hey, you know what, maybe this one's not fitting my collection, I could sell it for a decent price,
Right. And maybe bring in a few pieces,
and yeah,
or trade it to someone because it's held up some value for some
yes,
other rare piece that you missed.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's just a nice
I
collective
mean, we're
ecosystem.
collectors, Robert.
Yes,
We get it. And I like, like my collection was built on trading up here and there.
thank
It's like,
you. Yes,
you sometimes
Oh.
have to move pieces. I'm one that, like, I never get insulted if I see someone who bought one of our pieces and they're selling it, like, okay, or whatever price they get for it. It's like, good for you. That's great. You bought it. It's yours. I mean, even yeah, I think back to stuff that I had picked up over the years, and there's plenty of times where you get something, and yeah, immediately there's a better Yoda that comes out, or a better this, or a better that, and then the one you have isn't really worth much. But then there's plenty of other times where you'll get something, and 5 years later, 10 years later, maybe it doesn't fit your collection anymore. Maybe you've evolved in a different direction. Maybe there's something else that you want to invest in that doesn't fit anymore. And if you can turn that over for great money, and then you pull something else in, I mean, that's what we do as collectors. You trade up, and you try and distill what your space is into this thing that everything you look at makes you happy. And sometimes something makes you happy for a while, and then something else might make you happy. Other times you have pieces that are never leaving. It's like, that's mine. That's never going anywhere. It's so good. I know I'm never getting it again because of how much they go for. So I'm not going to sell it. But yeah, I definitely understand, and I appreciate all those sentiments, man. That means a lot. We're cautious about that, and it's nice that people know.
Thank you for looking out for the collectors. The one thing too is that, like, sometimes who knows, like, someone's collected all these maquettes, and for me right now, is my goal is at some point I do want to own a life size Chewbacca bust. That is my goal right now.
It's a good piece.
It's still a great piece, and I know it's been around for quite some time. And
that is one, and I apologize for jumping in, but there's different ways to create a limited edition. There are limited editions that are set by time. There are limited editions that are set by numbered editions, where there's only a specific number made. And then there's other where the challenges of making it make the price a certain point where it's just naturally limited. And that's where that Chewbacca bust comes in. That's not the sort of thing, like, we have it on the site as available. It won't be available forever, but for as long as we're able to keep making them, our goal is to do it. We make them in batches of about 5 at a time. And we know it's a high cost item. We know that it takes a big investment on our part in terms of both cost and time. But ultimately, it's not going to naturally be something where you sell 500 pieces or 1,000 pieces. When you're talking about an item that got that kind of price point, it naturally sets its own proper level. And it's still a pretty rare item. We've done a decent amount of them. But it's not the sort of thing, I don't know. I'm sure at some point we'll kind of set an edition size and announce it and cap it, but I'd rather not do that right now. If it ever started to look like, oh, we're getting close to 250 pieces or something ridiculous like that, maybe that's something we think about, or maybe we think about a different version of it or something. But
I say
now, it seems like it's found its level. We sell them at the rate we want. So I'm happy to keep doing them, and it's not an oversaturated piece by any means.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely not. And the thing too is that for me, it was like at some point, maybe I'll look at some of my maquettes and say, hey, you know what? I love these maquettes as much as I love them. I really, really want that Chewbacca piece.
Yeah.
So that like now, then I start selling my maquettes off.
There's your trade-off.
And there's my
right.
that's what it's hard as a collector when you're like, well, I want to trade up, but then you try to sell your stuff and you're like, you get like $20 for it. You're like,
right.
or nobody wants. Worst case scenario, nobody wants it.
Right. Yeah.
Now you're stuck with a whole bunch of pieces in your collection that you can't use, or
you sell one out of a collection, but then you're stuck with the other 5. Or something like that. I like to think that most of our stuff, so far it seems like, when I see people list stuff, it moves.
Yeah, no,
it does move. Disaster doesn't strike. Thank you, Muff McClunky. Who's milking the moof? That's a lot to say.
I always love his name. But yeah, no. Keep doing what you're doing, and let's get to the nitty gritty, which is the Space Slug.
Currently scheduled for the end of October now.
That thing is huge.
It is massive. The full size prop replica one is when it's on the base, it's about 36 inches long. I think the prop itself is 32, 33 inches long. And then there's a little extension out the back where we have this angle bracket thing that kind of connects to it. But yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
It's huge. We've gotten paint samples on the small one. The paint samples are just about done on the big one, and the base is in the works. So yeah, we're very nearly there. So right now, still currently scheduled for I think 10/28. So.
And you're releasing both
on the same day. Awesome. The large one is a dual signature edition with Phil Tippett and Doug Beswick. Phil, who sculpted the skin of it, and Doug, who did the mechanics. And it's a wide plaque like the one that came with the Hollow Chess big set. And it actually goes in a little asteroid chunk to hold the plaque up.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
And then you have the scaled version, which is I'm trying to remember if it's 40 or 45% scale or something like that.
Yeah,
it might actually be bigger than that because it looks short. It looks like it's half the size. I think it might actually be 60% now that I'm thinking about it, because you're seeing a little less of it because he's coming out of the hole. If that was the full thing, it would actually be taller, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, the small one is going to be a numbered edition, and I believe we are going to make it available for 1 week. And that way we can make sure that, there's going to be, I think it's 100 or it's either 80 or 100. And my apologies for not having this in front of me. It's, 11 o'clock at night. But it's a limited number for this signature edition because we obviously had to get those signed ahead of time. And then we're doing the numbered edition as a timed edition to make sure that everybody has a chance to get one that wants one.
So quick question on the signature edition, on the scaled replica, it is both signatures still, correct?
Correct.
Awesome.
I'm sorry, wait. On the 1-to-1 replica, it is both signatures on one plaque. The scaled replica, there is no signature edition.
No signature. Gotcha.
Only a numbered edition.
Numbered edition.
Yeah.
And any price? Or you're going to announce it?
Yeah, I believe that's on. Let me look up the blog post because we did announce that, and we are holding to what we said there. So, San Diego. Did I? Oh, that might be. Where are my slugs? Here we go.
We've been asking that for about a year now.
Yeah, exactly. The deluxe 1-to-1 tentative SRP is $18.99. I have to apologize. It's small on my screen. Here we go. Let's do one of those. So $6.99 for the small one and $18.99 for the big.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, the $699 is a really good price for
Oh,
that.
no, it is absolutely. I was
And
expecting more.
that's me talking, but I that is way less than we thought that was going to be.
And you know what? I have so many ideas where I could put the scale replica, especially it is coming out of the crater.
It's
It
yeah.
just, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a really really cool piece,
Yeah.
and these are going to be these are actually a mix of, so the base of the asteroid I believe is polyresin. The slugs themselves are fiberglass with little seamed on magnetic eyes. He's got these little eye stalks so that they're not at risk of breaking and shipping or anything like that. And the scaled one comes with a little mini falcon on a wire that you can plug into. There's like a hidden hole behind one of the teeth that it plugs into.
Dude,
So
I
you can display it with or without
yeah, I
Yeah.
can't wait. I've been waiting for this for a year. I think I harassed you enough.
You really did. Yeah.
In the Facebook groups and and shout out to Steve as well.
Pardon me. We were
Steve's
spelling out slug with all his maquettes on the floor that time.
Yeah.
That was outstanding.
Yeah, release the slug.
It is one of these things where we wanted these to come out a little bit earlier, but we made a shift in how we're producing them that I think is going to give us that basically got us to that price point and got us the fiberglass construction on them, which I felt was important. So that gave us a little more time to get our prototypes done and to get our approvals and the usual hoops you jump through as a licensee. But I'm very very hopeful that we're still hitting 1028 now, and very excited to finally release the slug.
Bro, thank God, releases. I've been saying that for almost a year now, and thank goodness it's come to fruition. Persistence is key.
That's right. Yes.
So I will say this. Now edition size for the deluxe again. You said there was. So let me
did I
scaled replica is
100 pieces.
100 pieces for the deluxe 1-to-1.
Deluxe 1-to-1 signature edition, 100 pieces.
Yes. I will tell you the scale replica signature edition is going to sell out pretty quick. So I would say an hour.
I think so. That's the mass on that thing, especially at that price. Like the box this thing comes in is just huge. I think that's going to go pretty quick. And then that numbered edition for the smaller one, I think that's kind of the question mark. I'm curious. I feel like the slug reaches a different customer than our maquette customers and the people who are more behind the scenesy. Like I feel like that coming out of the asteroid with the Falcon is a scene, and it's funny. It's tough because that other one's so big. You don't realize even the scaled one is big. So the one with the asteroid, like it's like I want to say 14 or 15 inches tall, and like this big around, and the base is pretty big. So I think people are gonna see the size on that one and really gravitate towards it. I have a feeling that's going to end up reaching a lot of people that we wouldn't normally reach, because it really does feel like a scene from the movie.
It does, and like I said, there's so many ideas where you could display this thing. It is just I definitely can't wait. Just let's talk about this scale mass replicas real quick, which I absolutely love.
Oh yeah.
And these are out right now, correct? So
yep. There's about 25 of each left, I think, in the editions. $229 each. Another pair of just very lucky this last year to have found some good partners on stuff where we're still doing a bunch of stuff in-house, but there's things that are either things we can't do in-house, like some of the chrome stuff, or things that are we couldn't get to the price point that we wanted to put something out, and so we had stuff we weren't making because of that. And to now have these partners where we can say, oh, we can put these out and we can do them for 229. And these are substantial. If you watch we did a live Q&A last Monday as well, not just yesterday. So you do the one from a week ago on 9/15. We had some of these guys next to the mini bronzes, and you can really see the scale of them. They're substantial, they're heavy, and the paint is beautiful on them. And of course, they're scanned right off the real masks. Mm-hmm. So they're just like, all of that detail is just perfect. And yeah, I really like this line too. I think this is similar to the bronzes in that, not everybody has room for a whole bunch of big, wide, full-size masks,
Yeah. So, and are you going to continue this line with, I'm assuming, more characters in the future, correct?
Yeah, we have a few lined up. The idea would probably be to do them one at a time after, the initial batch of 3. It's the Klaatu Barada Nikto gag. You got to have all 3 of them.
Of course.
But, and it kind of gives people an instant collection when you're talking about, roughly $200 items. That's not too big an ask to go for all of it at the same time. And we even had a payment plan on them, where it's like under $50 a month for each of them. So, it's the sort of thing where we wanted 3 out of the gate so that people have that instant collection. And then we can, once they start to land and everybody's happy with them, we can look at putting out, onesie twosies after that and bring some other characters into the line. Because yeah, we've done the research, we've done the scans, we've gotten up close with all this original stuff, we've color matched it. There's a lot of them we would love to do at this scale. And
oh my gosh.
Yeah. It could be fun.
I was going to say the sky's the limit because obviously
it's like bronze line. Like, where else can you go? And I think this is why I initially, making the bronze about humans for now and keeping this about the aliens is a way to kind of scratch both those itches in a different way.
Yeah, and you hit the nail on the head, especially like when, not a lot of us have a lot of room to have full size, like, masks.
And these masks are big. Like Barada's got a bib that goes like, halfway down his chest. Nikto's, that's covering his shoulders. That's how wide that is. Like, that's a really big bust. So yeah, these are, and they're not small heads. You have to picture someone would have been inside of this with padding all the way around. So, yeah, they're beefy. And so like the little scaled version's a really good way to do it.
Oh my gosh, these look amazing. I can't wait to see what else you guys have.
Yeah, you can see in the hands there just how beefy they are. Like,
oh my gosh.
Tiny. They're scaled, they're 40 or 45%. I think it's 40%. But like 40% of life size is still pretty chunky.
Oh, it is. So this is one of the things I'm excited for is the Walrus Man bust.
Yep.
So Q1 next year.
Dude,
this looks
early next year. Ben Burt signed all the plaques already. We had a lot of fun with him. That's amazing. And our first product with him. And honestly, he's not a signature you see out there all the time. That alone is really cool. And yeah, the bust will be done. It'll be a single edition, but you can display it 2 ways. So you can either display the head with a little torso section if you want it to look more like a bust, or just the head if you want it to look like a mask.
So. That's awesome. I was going to say this is, look at the hair.
Yeah. Look, we love hair, right? Like we do stuff like that all the time.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And you said early next year?
Early next year. Yeah, this will be really early.
Oh my gosh. And are you still doing the research for the edition size on it, or?
The edition size should be on that slide somewhere, maybe not. Yeah, we'll announce that when it gets a little closer then.
Okay. Yeah, I'm excited. And
similar to the Tusken Raider, though, I would imagine.
Yeah, I'm excited, and I'm curious to see because I think you've done obviously like a droid bust, a Tusken Raider bust, now Walrus
Chewbacca,
Man Chewbacca original one. But I'm curious, are you going to continue? Like, I'm trying to predict what would be the next bust that you guys
Oh,
do.
you
Is it
can't
gonna be
predict
another
us.
droid? I know. I'm like trying to think, like, oh, but this came out of nowhere. I didn't expect this, and this
Yeah.
looks really, really cool.
Look, I had to get a Cantina character in here. We've been going for years now, and we haven't done one, so I've got to do it. And this is the one they have in the archives is Walrus Man, and he's been messed with a little bit. His paint's a little different. He's got some different hair on him and stuff. But like, being able to scan that original and rebuild, stuff in a digital way, and to put this out, I've sculpted this mask in the past, and we've produced a few of them for things like commercials and stuff like that that went back when we were working with Lucasfilm before we had the license. And in particular, we did a version of him for a Super Bowl spot that up until now, I really do feel was like the definitive best someone had done of it. So we're going to pat ourselves on the back for that. But once we did this one and I put them side by side, it's night and day. This feels so right to that original mask, and like just that the 3/4 shots there, and I mean, you can hear him, and not just because Ben Bird is there doing the sound effects, but like I can just literally hear him when I see it, and I think doing those earlier versions of him for commercials and stuff, I had figured out the hair, I had figured out the paint, and stuff like that. So that was something that was, we were able to bring that to this. And so it's like, the missing element was not just working from photos and trying to sculpt this thing in clay, but actually having that 3D scan and being as accurate as possible with, the physical nature of his head. And there's tons of asymmetry and weird texture and little indented sections that you think, oh, that can't be right. Oh, no, it's right. Because this was sculpted by Chris Tucker, not the actor, but the makeup artist who did the Elephant Man. He worked on A New Hope in Stuart Freeborn's, or with Stuart Freeborn's team. He did the Picklehead, the Plutonian guy, Nabaran Leeds, and he did Walrus Man. And this is stuff he was doing very quickly just to knock it out and get it out of the way and get on to the next thing. So, of course, there's all weirdness and lumpiness and asymmetry. And to me, that's why these things look right. That's how they feel right. It's not just the character. It's the mask.
Because, with all these aliens, especially with the scaled mask replicas and this, it's like we're inching closer to like some of our favorite characters, like like the Rhodian, Greedo, and some other those things. And we're getting Walrus Man. You said that, like, obviously we know like Cantina is one of your favorite scenes, and you
I would
worked
love
on
to do more from it.
I mean,
let's see how Walrus Man does.
I was gonna say the sky's the limit at this point, and I'm hoping, obviously one of my favorite characters from that Cantina is the Rhodian, and so hopefully, in the future, just saying, I'm just putting it out there in the internet.
I'm just going stone face on you here.
I know.
I'm not giving him anything.
I know.
Hammerhead would be a lot of fun.
Hammerhead,
McClunky.
There's so many things that we could.
Hammerhead's, we've scaled that out. We recreated him for commercials and stuff as well. And just based on like scaling and stuff, he's massive. I think people would be shocked how big Hammerhead is. But it's also amazing. John Berg did that fabrication on it based on a beautiful Ron Cobb sketch that was actually from the 50s prior to Star Wars. Ron had sketched this.
Have you seen the actual?
That one is one of the few that's kind of MIA.
Really?
And there's certain ones that were fabricated in ways that didn't hold up and things like that, or it's before people knew, folks like us that restored this stuff with my other company, Tom Spina Designs. But what is kind of interesting is The
Yes.
cantina, almost everything from the cantina is out in private hands because Lucasfilm really only started keeping stuff around Empire. And so
Yeah.
for A New Hope, they did all the creatures. You had Stuart Freeborn's team, Rick Baker's team. And after the movie, everybody who made them just kind of took them home. So Stuart kept all of his stuff. Rick Baker gave each guy whatever he did. So, like, Doug Bezic, who did the band guy, got all the band guys. And, Phil Tippett, who worked on the Duros, got the Duros, that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
eventually, those things filtered out through auctions and private sales and stuff like that. And now there's a handful of collections out there and some gifts, like Rick had gifted some to people and things as well. But there's a handful of private collections where, I've managed to track down where you can say, like, oh, okay, 90% of the Cantina aliens are still around. And that's really cool. That doesn't happen in most movies, especially when things got separated out like that. So it's really cool how many of those pieces survived. And there's only a handful that are MIA. So pretty neat. Pretty neat.
Yeah, I'm excited to see if you continue to line, especially the Cantina for for bust.
There's plenty of
of
stuff we can do in the life-size bust line, and
my gosh,
and this is where we're hitting different waves, right? It's like creatures in the scaled mask line, humans in the bronze bust line. Now mask replicas and such in the 1-to-1 line. Like there's different types of collectors. There's different people with different budgets, different rooms, and different things that make them happy. And we're trying to make sure that we're giving everybody a little of something.
Exactly.
Even the slugs. We could have just done the big slug and called it a day, but it's like I wanted to do something that was affordable and that other people could get and bring into their collections. And that's where that scaled one comes in.
Yeah, and that's what makes you guys so unique, is that you're just not catering to just one side of the collecting world. Like you're hitting all aspects of the collecting worlds. Even some people don't really collect, and they come across like one of your bronze line busts, and then you're like,
even the magnets that we do,
or the magnets
and things that are $20,
or even the furniture where you're like, man, I really want to rate this room Star Wars because I love Star Wars, and you're like, I wonder if there's a company out there that makes like Star Wars furniture.
Right.
What the hell?
Do you think I could get Han Solo's pilot chair from the Millennium Falcon? Oh, right. Regal Robot.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So,
yeah.
No, I think you guys are killing it. And now also just to talk just really quick about, the Indiana Jones line. First of all, I'm going to go straight to this. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Dreams do come true.
That's a dream come true for me too.
Oh my gosh. You outdid yourself, Tom.
We were very fortunate to help uncover an original Raiders hat that's been at the archives for years but wasn't part of the catalog collection, and get that on the books for them and be able to show them why we can identify it as a first movie hat. And we were able to, our replica is actually made using the same 3D scan technology that we're using on the creatures and stuff, but we're using it to make things like the hat block that would go in and shape this, so that we're not just making a hat that is on some stovepipe tall block or whatever that people, kind of think of when they think of an indie hat, a straight side hat. Like we're doing a block that builds into it the character that this hat has. We traced the brim, which is a very asymmetrical shape, and we're going to cut these brims asymmetrically like that. We, are color matching the ribbon and the weathering on it, and we're going to distress the ribbon with color and things like that, so that it is the right feel there. We're going to get the felt as close as we can in terms of thickness and color and stuff as well. There's a lot of stuff. I have been an indie hat fan for decades. I love the indie gear. I love the hats and the jackets and all of that fun stuff. I've had my share of them over the years. When we saw that original hat, it was like, there were all these things in my head for years where I'm like, oh, well, I really think the color's more like this. I really think the ribbon is, this level of contrast or that. Or I really feel like shape feels a little more like this. Stuff that always just bounced around my head. And I had seen two of the original hats. One of them, let me just see here. No, there's the Cairo hat in Private Hands. I'd seen a handful of hats from Last Crusade in person over the years. One of the Temple hats and the Streets of Cairo Raiders hat, just from our work doing restoration and displays for folks. And so I had a good understanding of them. And so seeing a lot of the replicas out there and things, there's always something I felt people miss. And when we uncovered this hat at the Archives, I'm like, there is all the things that I have thought have been missing are exemplified in this hat. And so for us, that's what we're pushing forward with on this. And we want to give something that people are going to open this box and just get like a Raiders feel, not just an indie hat feel, not just a fedora feel, Raiders fedora.
Yes. And I was going to tell you is that, obviously there's so many fedora hats out there and, things like that. But just looking at this, like, even if you just say, because people will obviously know because of the logo that was displayed in the bottom of the slide, but let's just remove everything and
if
just
you
look
just
at this
look
at the hat, you
know what it is.
Yeah.
It's
just, you know what it is. The music starts playing in your head.
Right.
And the I don't know how to explain it. Like just how it's like molded. If you get what I'm saying, like it's like all the indentations in the hat that just speaks Raiders of the Lost Ark here. And now my question is, when you get this hat, is it already looking like this? So all the collector has to do is
it's gonna be pre-pinched, it's
pre-pinched. That's what the word I was
all
looking
that,
for.
bashed as they call it. It'll probably also have a vac form plastic insert inside of it, a thin plastic shell, just to keep it shaped during shipping and things like that.
Yeah.
But it is a real wearable, actual hat. It has the sweatband inside. The construction of it will be the same as the real hat. The only thing is it will be in, the size of that hat from the film. So if the hat fits you, you can even wear it. But, marketing wise, because it's technically a prop replica, we'll be, marketing it as a display piece.
Well, obviously, a lot of the collectors are going to probably put this on, right?
I'm sure a lot of people. I'd be curious how many people it fits. That would be interesting. I'm actually anxious because, I've been able to try on our sample. You can't try on the real one. So the coolest thing about having our sample is being able to put it on.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say is that obviously it's pre-pinch. Now, putting the hat on, do you recommend people not to wear it, or you recommend people say, hey, you can wear it? And listen, it's pre-pinched.
At that point, you buy it, and I'm sure there are going to be people who buy it and steam it, and maybe they want to add in, more of what they call the turn, because there's some certain versions of the hat have the pinch a little over to one side.
Okay.
This particular hat, it didn't. It's the material is pretty soft on the original hat. It's been around for years. It's been tossed around in boxes and things like that. There's very little of the turn in it. There was an indication where the pinch was, but when you gave it a pinch, it immediately kind of went back to like muscle memory of where it wanted to be. But this particular hat is relatively straight. Whereas some of the other Raiders hats, there's more than, obviously there's more than one Raiders hat in the movie. Like the Cairo hat has more of a turn to it. So I'm sure there are going to be people who get this. If it fits them, they're going to steam it. Maybe they add more turn. Maybe they change the pinch a little bit. Maybe they want a different bash. That's, like I said before, I try not to get sentimental. Once people get it, it's your hat. Have fun,
Okay, I wasn't sure you were,
But our goal is to deliver something that looks just like that picture. So it's like out of the box. You can put this on display and have something that is beautiful and ready to go, and you put it among your artifacts, and it just adds one other element of Indy's character to your shelves.
Yeah, I was gonna say the YouTuber Arnold, right? His name's Arnold, the guy who collects a lot of the Indiana Jones.
Oh, Alex Arnold. Yes.
Alex Arnold, yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's super happy.
He's very excited about this.
Yeah.
He's very excited about everything.
I know. Well, obviously he's so excited that you have the Indiana Jones line, but now I'm sure you get asked this question a lot. The whip.
Yeah. I don't know if that's one for us. I'm because of the nature of a whip and what it can do. I think that and the fact that there are specific whip makers out there already.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
Never say never, but now not something we're planning on.
Because I was gonna say you could display the whip with the hat.
Like, it'd be beautiful. Around. Whips are tricky though, just because they are so dangerous.
Okay.
If you've ever used an 8 or 10 foot bullwhip, you beat yourself half to death with that thing if you're not careful.
I wasn't sure if there was plans because obviously you want to.
Yeah, could you do something where it's stitched shut or something?
Stitched shut,
it would have to be whatever it is. Would have to be a permanent fix. I think just for safety reasons. But who knows?
Yeah, it would just so cool. I mean, that's my idea of displaying this hat would be with the whip on the bottom of this.
Like just around the bottom. That would be beautiful.
Yeah, oh my gosh. But yeah, like going through this, this one is next year, the Hero Gold Isle replica.
Yeah.
I know Sean's a big Indiana Jones collector as well. He's got a few of your prop replicas and stuff. So this is awesome, amazing. And glass eyes, which is kind of creepy at the same time.
Going for the Hero Idol, which is still in the archives, not the stunt version that you see a lot of. A lot of times, even where they're doing them in the shiny gold, they're replicating that stunt version of it because it's a cleaner sculpt. Replicating the glass eyes, replicating the distressing on the gold and everything too, that matted down look, kind of like C-3PO during Empire. He has that matted look the whole time, where you get the brighter gold kind of poking through just in spots and speckles. That should be a really...
The paint job looks absolutely amazing on this.
Thanks. Yeah, that is vac metalized like the original prop. So
and totes hanger.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We just got our samples back on this. It's really, really fun.
And it's still
one of those. It's who's going to do this but us, right? Uniquely unexpected comes out of Regal Robot. That's one of them.
And November 2025 is still the
November 2025, early November. We'll probably put the hanger out and the tote bronze bust on the same day. I think that's the current plan. Make it like all tote day.
Yeah. Oh man.
So
yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of tote, which by the way, looking at the practical effects on this one, I mean, especially
which was done by Chris Wayless, who sculpted the Jabba that went live today. So Chris was the one who did the melting heads for Raiders.
Yeah, that creeped me out as a kid. FYI. I was like, okay. And the Leap of Faith is still
so that goes out on October 7th. That's coming up really soon.
That looks amazing.
Really, really cool piece. Cast resin, hand painted on the wood sections to look like real wood, and then the center section is digitally recreated from high resolution photos we did of the original, done in sections and stitched. And Chris Trevis did the digital reconstruction on that art. And it's also broken into layers so that we can get the real gold foil look on the glow around the arc, around the cup.
The cup, Oh my gosh.
The Grail has it, and I think the arm of the knight also has some of the glow on it. So
but just real quick on the, do you have a price point on the hat yet, or
not yet?
Not yet.
Oh. It'll be. I mean, look, real good prop replica hats of indies go for quite a bit of money. Our goal is to do a bit better than the other examples that are out there. So we'll see. I know where I would like it to be, but I don't want to say anything too early.
Of course. I was going to tell you is that this is a must-have. I mean, I know there's a lot of cool Indiana Jones pieces that you've done, but obviously this is the cream of the crop.
We have made, we've been very lucky to go to the archives a few times since discovering that hat there. And each time since then, we've gotten to go back to it to find some additional information or to compare stuff that we've been working on to it. And it's like every time I see it, it's like amazing that this hat even exists. And to like pull that real Raiders hat out of the box, like it's crazy. It doesn't make sense that it's in your hands. It's one of those situations.
Yes, and all you could hear is the music, the theme song. And it's like, I definitely want this in my collection. Obviously, I totally understand. Obviously, for safety reasons, but it's one of those that
you got to get.
I will have to go look for a whip and hopefully not kill myself trying to play that. That thing. Cool more thing. Great. Coming. Yes, more decor.
Yeah,
the Death Star magnets.
A 3 new designs. So we've got 5 designs out already. We're just about sold through on our initial run on those. We'll see if we're going to order more. And then these 3 will be the next ones. The Gamorrean Towel Ring, that was a sculpt by Christian as well. Really, really fun. Very faithful to the mask. And then I love the desk accessory, the Crate Dragon.
Oh my gosh.
So
like the Crate Dragon, I was so obsessed as a kid.
Oh, right? Like, what was that thing?
And you're like, what the hell is a Crate Dragon? Obviously, we got to see it in live action with The Mandalorian, which is so cool.
But so this has a little depression that you can put pins and paper clips and stuff in, and then it has the ship with the top off where you can put all your pens and pencils or paintbrushes or whatever. So that's going to be really fun. It's the follow-up to the Space Slug version of that we did that's been on the site. There'll be about you know what? I'm not going to say the price because I think that's actually still a little bit in flux, but we'll announce that price pretty soon. And those are currently planned for Black Friday. So very excited about that piece. It's just, to me, I love that sort of fun, almost stealth geeky thing. It's like, what that is, but if you put that on your desk and someone doesn't know Star Wars, they might not even realize what they're looking at there. But it's really cool, and I think it's
iconic. I mean, it's a Crate Dragon. In
somebody here, Joe at the shop called it Crate and Barrel. And I thought that was pretty funny. I was like, we can't market it as that, but that's pretty good. I got to give him credit for that. Like, I felt mad that we didn't think of that first. Like, come on.
I know that's actually a pretty cool name for it. But I think we pretty much hit.
Yeah, I mean, man, we went through a lot. I didn't realize we hadn't gotten to talk about the Black Friday, the San Diego Comic-Con reveals. So there you go.
And honestly, though,
lots coming.
And I would say this, and I'm speaking, this from the bottom of my heart. You guys are killing it, and I love the fact that you are looking out for all collectors of different shape sizes. It's so cool. And I just don't know how you do it, how you come up with some of the stuff like the Crate Dragon, pencil holder, I mean desk accessories, or the Gamorrean guard towel ring. Like, honestly though, like from as a collector, I just want to say thank you. Seriously, I think it is it's something unique that you guys are creating over there in Regal Robot.
Thank you.
No one else has done before. So keep up the great work.
Thank you.
I'm really excited to all the new products that you are releasing. And yes, and obviously as a collector, I can't collect everything, but the fact that is that you're looking out for everyone's best interest. Okay, here, you want a mini bus? Here you go. You want the scale mask replicas? Here you go. Like, it's something for everyone.
$50. Great. Your budget is $20. Here's magnets. Your budget is $200. Here's a mini mask.
Yeah. And you know what? It's the magnets alone, like you said, they have risen in popularity throughout the years and has become very highly demanded. I know people are looking for some of the I guess it
Yeah,
was
some of the early ones that were either show exclusives or things that were not producing anymore. Yeah, I see some of those going for big money. Somebody just sold one of our first magnets was the gargoyle from Jabba's dais.
Yeah.
And those things go for hundreds of dollars now. It's like, oh, are you sure? All right.
Yeah, you're like, wait a minute, that was like 20. What?
Yeah, those are $20. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you know,
Yeah.
good for them.
Good for them.
Maybe
No,
they're
seriously.
spending it on a Chewy bus. You know, you never know.
Exactly. It helps us collectors. You know, sometimes we use our collection to fund our collection, and I believe in that.
That's when it's the best for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, the collection starts to sustain itself.
Yeah, but no, seriously, thank you, Tom. It's so refreshing. It is something refreshing in this, especially in this collecting, dark days of the collecting world right now, where it's really hard to kind of keep up with everything, and the fact that you are touching, you know, things like in terms of prices and edition sizes and things that is much appreciated. But yeah, definitely, guys, please join the Facebook group, the uniquely Regal Robot fan group. Obviously, it is very unique.
Yes.
And you get to keep up with all the new announcements, releases, teases. So please join that group.
Jokes.
Yes. Yeah. And please check out them on YouTube as well. They do live
all
shows.
The socials. We're at Regal Robot everywhere. YouTube especially. Go sign up. You know, click the subscribe button, please. That helps us out. And there's a lot of good content on there. There's the live streams from the studio, and then also all the interviews, behind the scenes people. You know, stuff with Phil Tippett and Ken Ralston and oh gosh. Judy Elkins, I chatted with Dave Carson, Chris Wayless, Kirk Thatcher, I think is in there. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of really fun stuff. John Berg, Dennis Murin joined us for the Holochess one. I mean, yeah, good stuff.
Legends in the game.
Yeah, so. and for some reason, me. Like,
well, you're a legend too, man. So
maybe they'll make a bronze of me and I can be an icon.
Ooh, that might be
oh God, no, don't inflate my head. No.
Yeah. But yeah, no. So seriously, thank you, Tom. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule. Obviously, you could tell by all the products being released, you are a very busy man.
It is crazy. Yeah. And it is, I will say this, there's also TomSpinaDesigns.com and at TomSpinaDesigns where we're doing all our other stuff. This is, half of the stuff that we're doing on a daily basis at the shop.
How do you do
it is nonstop. Every day we get in there, it's like, okay, coffee, stat, let's do this,
Yeah.
But luckily,
like an IV
we are
drip
doing
of coffee.
Imagine going to work and it's crazy and it's intense and it's hard as anything. And you've got so much to do, but you're making cool Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like how do you not love that? So, as hard as it is, we love every minute of it. And at the end of the day, on a day like today, when we put out, a new release and people are excited to bring them home and jumping in there early and buying these things, that's where it just feels great. And then when we see them land, that's when it really sinks in. It's like, oh, we did this. We made those, and it made those people really, really happy. And showing it off and sharing it, and that joy that they get from it, they're sharing with the other collectors, and there's nothing better than that.
Yes. Well, keep up the great work. We appreciate you, Tom, and I here in Sethcast, we appreciate you. Like I said, taking the time.
It's always so fun chatting with you, man.
Yes, always. Again, one more time, guys. As I try to get focused here, literally, do not sleep on those bronze bus.
Yeah.
Order them now so you can get in time for the
get
holidays.
It for Christmas. That's it.
Yes. All right, guys. Thank you guys again. I really appreciate you guys. May the midichlorians be with you guys always and forever. Good night, everybody.